Yay!
Yay!
Yay! Hi, guys.
You look so
Hi.
gorgeous.
Oh,
I love this. I'm so happy to be here with you all. It's really beautiful. Yay!
yeah.
Yeah.
I feel the same.
Yeah, thanks. So let's just take a little moment just to connect, relax for a moment. You can leave your eyes open or close them, whatever you feel. But let's just connect and relax for a minute. Just do a little bit of soulful love breathing. Just feel your beautiful soul, the loving being that you are. Just relax. Enjoy being here now. Beautiful. Feel that beautiful love, that beautiful sparkling light that you are. Just relax your whole body, your whole being. Relax your face. Oh, beautiful. Okay, just open your eyes when you're ready. Oh, oh. I feel so much love for you guys and feel your love just beaming at me. It's really beautiful. Oh.
Yeah.
It's so amazing just feeling that beautiful emotion of love, isn't it? It's just so beautiful. Just who we are. And it's so good to know that's who we are, isn't it? And remember that. Oh, I'm just in so much awe of how beautiful you are. Oh my gosh. So gorgeous.
Same.
Yeah,
Same.
thank you.
Oh,
Mm.
yeah.
So I need to, you unmute. Can you unmute? Yay, that's it. That's good. Okay, so this topic is humanity is ascending. So we're going to talk about that, and there'll be a time where you can ask questions. Stella, can you unmute as well? You can mute anytime you want. It's up to you, but I like if you want to like express anything, it's okay. So yeah, wow. Humanity is ascending. Even saying that feels so amazing, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
feel tingles in my body when
Yeah,
you
me
say
too.
that.
Me too.
I
Yeah.
know. Mm.
Especially being here with you, beautiful.
Yeah.
Or sparkling your light at me. Oh wow.
Oh.
Thank you. So I want to talk about the beginning, actually, when we first arrived in this beautiful form of our existence. I'm just going to talk about it a little bit, and because I want to go right back there to the beginning when we did know who we were. We did remember who we are. We did know who we are. We came into this existence knowing that. And our souls were just pure love, just created from love, pure love. They still are that, of course. But we knew that, and we were just enjoying the beautiful paradise that we were creating. And it was just bliss. And I could talk about that a lot more, but what I want to do is just for you to just connect with that feeling of that beginning of what would that really feel like in your memory? Because the memory is within you, the memory is within your soul. And try and connect right now, just a little bit, just gently, just that feeling of wow, before anything else, just our beautiful moments of timelessness, just being here. And just feel that love that you really are, that pure love. And it's okay, whatever you see or feel, it's all perfect. No right or wrong. Just a feeling of the memory. It's okay to feel emotional, it's beautiful. So just take a deep breath. And I just want to guide you a little bit forward from that timelessness actually, from the timelessness, even though we're still timeless now. We wanted to have a journey of experiencing time and what that feels like. And so we decided to do that and start creating a world of time. But we were still very aware. We hadn't forgotten who we are, but we wanted to forget who we are because we wanted to have the journey. We wanted to have the journey of what would that feel like? And what wisdom can we gain from that? And we were in so much joy and love and happiness about it. It was all something that we were really eager to experience and love, you know, and we were with our twin flames and just beautiful experience. So we started to create a world that supported that time. And at that time, it was just complete paradise, and we knew who we are, and we were loving and just playing and just keeping it really simple in your consciousness how it was, you know. And it's the thing is, when I say was, I can only say was because of time. Because
Yeah.
truly the truth is it's right now. Everything is right now. And so, but then we went on and we wanted to experience time. And we wanted to experience what would it be like to believe that we're separate to each other? What would it be like to believe individuality? And we loved that idea. It just felt beautiful to have that illusion, but know that we're having that illusion. And so we did, and we were loving it. And then we said, I don't know if that's the right word, but then we decided we would start to forget. We would start to forget that. And we felt joyful. We felt completely joyful about that idea because we knew, and the words came wisdom, that we would have experience of wisdom, what that's like. And so that's what we started to do. And at first we knew that we were doing that, and it was just like so joyful to see ourselves individual and separate and just amazing to ourselves, to our soul. And then we were like, let's go a bit further and really start forgetting this. And let's make a plan before we do that we're going to fully return to knowing who we are. And we loved that idea and we loved feeling that. But we planted the seeds in our soul that when the time came that we would remember and wake up and start waking up. But we would do that when we felt in our soul that we'd gained enough wisdom of what it feels like. And we wanted to experience the emotions of fallen consciousness. We wanted to know what that would feel like. And that's what's been happening. And that's what we see in the world now. We see a lot of disharmony and a lot of pain. We still see the love. We can't ever not see that. We can try, but we never can. We always feel that love, aren't we? It's just beautiful who we are. And in that fallen reality, we still decided that love would still lead no matter what. But love also is going to lead our fallen choices, the choices of feeling like a victim, feeling superior, feeling like a loser or a winner, and feeling survival consciousness and the powerful and the not powerful, and the relationships that we wanted to feel it was like to really feel that. And so we did. And we have, haven't we?
Oh,
Yeah,
we sure
Yes.
did.
It's pretty
Yes.
easy to,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah.
yeah. So then, so leading on further from that is where we are now. We're starting to awaken. And the biggest trigger that's going to awaken anyone is pain. When you've had enough pain of that fallen existence, that's when you're going to say enough, and you're going to want to know.
Aw.
And you guys have all had that experience. You wouldn't be talking to me about this if not. So you know what I'm talking about. And,
Yeah.
yeah. And so you've had enough pain, and then you wanted to start waking up. And that was the plan. It was the perfect plan. What we need to understand, though, there's many levels of pain, and there's the way humanity is right now. It isn't what it was then. It's full of wisdom and still full of a lot of unintegrated experiences, and it's meant to be. But it's also meant to be awakening, and that's what it means, that humanity is ascending, and this is the now time, and so many people are feeling that, and some people are really resisting it, and that's perfect too, and that their level of pain hasn't hit yet, and there's a lot of soul fragments, and I will talk more about twin flames and soul fragments in another session, but this is to understand that there's so many of us here in this physical form, and we're ready. We're ready to wake up. And you feel that, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
You feel that. And I feel that. I felt that a long time ago. So I feel like I was born in a way to feel that and to know that, because I found pain really excruciating. And any little amount, and I've always been really sensitive. I'm sure you can relate to this. And that sensitivity was confusing because I didn't understand why everyone else wasn't knowing who they are. But I knew that I had to be born here to know and be remembered, and so that I could. That was the plan. That was the plan, so that I could awaken myself, understand what that means, and share what that means with others who are ready. And there's so many people recognizing that now, and it's really beautiful. And we want to really make it okay that there's a lot of people that aren't ready for that yet. If we're not making it okay, then our self is still in the fallen consciousness, and that's not easy. It's easy when you can really understand it, and that's what I want to help everyone understand. When you understand what it really means, and you go right back to that beginning story that I just told, and you go back there and you understand it was a decision and it was a choice, and this whole thing was planned. We really were so pure. We really didn't have that wisdom, and we really wanted to. And it's a journey. And when you wake up, you start recognizing that wisdom and the process of it. You do start realizing that you loved it. You did love it. But when you're in it, you don't feel that, right?
Yeah.
I know I didn't.
Yeah.
But those things forced me, the pain that I felt made me feel, I forced myself. I felt this feeling of force that I had to not understand. I had to understand what's happening. Why am I feeling this? Why is the world like this? Why do I cry all the time about everything that feels so painful? And people always thought I was oversensitive, and I didn't feel like I was oversensitive. I thought they weren't sensitive. But they were. They're just shut down, and we're all sensitive because that's our natural state. But there's that feeling of just being forgotten and shutting down from the pain, and that's what suppression is. So we can understand that suppression, and the most beautiful and wonderful thing about suppression is it helps us to have more experience of being fallen. That might not sound that beautiful, but when you understand from a still higher place, then you know, and you remember. And I want to really assist everyone with that, to remember, because that's the plan, and that's where we're going, and that's the beauty, and that's the enjoyment and the love and all the beautiful high feelings of kindness and gratitude and compassion. we don't want to get absolutely any superiority about this, because then we'd be falling again. But we want to feel the humility and the love and the understanding of what people are going through, and really know that it's okay. But you do understand the pain because you've had it yourself. And you want to give your compassion. And the consciousness of fighting it won't change it. The consciousness of understanding it will help us all to wake up more. And that really does take humility and love. And actually really remembering the love that we are. And that's our ascension. It's just remembering the love that we are. It's that simple. It really is not complicated. The whole thing isn't complicated. The only thing that's complicated is the perception of the fallen consciousness. That's what's complicated. And you understand. You know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
And then, you know, when you get in that state of frustration and victim and, you know, and all that sort of stuff, and survival and all that separation consciousness, you just feel like you just don't understand anything anymore. You know, but that in those times, it's just to really remember, it's to remind yourself, keep reminding yourself the real truth of who you are, and have compassion for yourself. And something that I feel, and there's a knowing in myself, that basically resistance to ascension is futile. So
I love that.
Resistance is futile, because, and that's what a lot of people are going through, struggle with resisting. They're not going to be able to. The plan is and the wisdom is gained, but we still want to stay in that consciousness of understanding the process. And the plan always was to have early awakeners. That was always the plan, so that early awakeners could help lead the very fallen. But we have to have compassion. You have to have full, deep, loving compassion, and that just means understanding where we've been. We've all been where we've all been, and our wisdom. And that's such a great thing to always say to yourself and remind yourself, I had that experience to gain wisdom. And when you understand the illusions of separation and limitation, and you look at it from that perspective, it does make it easier, because it's simple.
Yeah.
Yeah. And all you need to say to yourself is, am I feeling separate? Am I forgetting we're one soul? Am I forgetting the love that we are, that we are all one, and we're just having an illusion? And it's a beautiful illusion. That's where we're heading. We're heading back to that place. Back's not the perfect word, but we're heading towards that memory of who we are and how we were in the beginning. Remember what I said, the beginning is all here now anyway. So
Yeah.
that's the plan, is we are heading back to our paradise consciousness. And it may not seem like it. There's so many things going on that could make you have doubt, but remember, doubt is part of the illusion. So there's so many aspects to connect with that are part of the illusion. And that's a big part of what I want to help you, guide you with, what the illusion is, because we need to understand the illusion. If we don't understand the illusion and the wisdom that we've gained from that illusion, we'll stay asleep. So that's why wisdom is such a very important part of our understanding. So something that you can always do is say to yourself, thank you, me, thank you for giving me that experience. Thank you, one soul. Thank you for this beautiful journey and this agreement. And thank you for showing me what it feels like. That's the very, very important words. What it feels like, because that's the wisdom. If you don't feel it, you don't get the wisdom. So when you start shutting down and you become suppressed, that's when you're trying not to feel, and that's not gaining the wisdom. But feeling does feel frightening to our fallen self. There's always been a feeling in me, and many people have shared this with me. I feel like I will never be able to stop crying or stop feeling upset. If I start to feel, it'll be overwhelming and I won't be able to cope, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always, through all the years that I've helped and guide people, I've always said, you will be able to cope and it will be okay. Let the emotions, let yourself feel. You know, if you need to do that in privacy, that's fine, beautiful. I always feel that boundaries are important when you're going through things like that, because other people who are not in that same stage that you're at won't understand. And there's more compassion to have that they don't understand. Why don't they understand? Because they're not where you are yet. That's where they are. And that's part of the plan, even though they're still one. And you can see the love in everyone. And you can see and feel every time that you are loving, it's affecting people. It affects others. That's the most powerful effect. It's felt like all the fallen reality of hate and lust and win and lose and and victory and survive, you know, survival consciousness. It's felt like that's real, because that's what we've experienced. But that's where we have the wisdom and understanding, and that's how humanity is going to ascending, because that is being understood. It's not complicated. It's simple. You don't need a whole lot to really wake up. You need a whole little.
I love that.
And when I think about it, it's like, well, we're not little at all. We're so huge, and that's not enough to say. We're unlimited. So it's simple. It's really simple. When you try and complicate it and you try and get all different ideas to put together to awaken yourself, and different concepts and different spirituality that takes you away from that, perhaps come back to that simplicity, because that's where it is. That's where the true awakening is. And I'm seeing that more and more in people. I'm seeing they want the simplicity.
Yeah.
So when you do feel the emotions of your fallen consciousness, make it okay. And there's another important thing to understand, that's your witness. Witnessing, consciously witnessing when you're being in those fallen aspects. And it takes practice in a way. Because think about it, we're just not used to it. We're not used to it. We've become conditioned and used to where we are now, and that's good. That's what we wanted. That's not a bad thing. It's only that form of consciousness that's going to make anything bad, right or wrong. But there's also that feeling in your soul that goes, I know this is right for me. That's a different kind of right. That's just like, I know I want to know who I am. I know I want to ascend. And so that witness is really, really important. And at times, you know, witness is there and it's watching and it's knowing you're doing it, and you're going, no, I don't want to. Remember that?
Yes.
Yes.
I believe this. I want to believe this. This is horrible. This is painful. La, 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 la. And that's okay. Again, make it okay. Because every one of us has been through so much. And it's okay. It's perfect. And when you do have and reach within yourself to connect with this higher consciousness, the shift feels like a miracle. It does. And in a way it is, because I've always said that it's just a mirror oracle. It's the mirror of yourself and your own destination. You know, it's beautiful. I love that.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, thanks. So just remember, try and remember. And you'll want to remember.
Yeah.
Remember, that's cool. I love it. But I think why you want to remember, there's one reason: pain. Remember that. Always remember that. If I'm feeling a lot of pain, that's my moment. Wake up. That's what I choose to do with my pain. I mean, I feel like I felt personally forced into that because I felt so unhappy with everything that I tried. Everything that I tried from that fallen perspective, everything. It was supposed to work. It's supposed to work. And in a way, it does work. It works to give you a fallen experience. And remember, in that fallen experience, there is still happiness.
Yes.
Yeah.
We don't want to do anything without love and happiness. So we taught ourselves that there's an aspect of that fallen self that's going to also have the illusion of happiness. And that illusion comes from those things as well. Oh, I'm surviving. Oh, I'm so happy. Oh, I'm a lusty relationship. I'm so happy. And that's a whole other topic we can do another time. But oh, I felt hate. I feel happy. Because you're winning. Then we go into winning and losing, and we think the whole part of that identity gives us that great experience to explore the happiness of this fallen consciousness as well. It's so amazing. It's really amazing. But that's there can be so much humility in that too, to just go and say to yourself, I feel happy because of a fallen aspect. Because people particularly love winning, right?
Yeah.
Stuff.
Yeah.
I've witnessed and seen so many times myself winning and others winning leads to depression.
Yes.
And then there's that feeling of losing. So those are the beautiful polarities. And so many people, I've tried everything, I'm successful, I'm not happy, or I've tried everything and I've failed. And no matter which direction you go in that way, if you're living by those aspects of the fallen consciousness, it will only give you temporary happiness. There's only one thing that isn't temporary happiness, and that's who you are, the love that you are. And so when you know when you've had that real high up and it feels fantastic, and then you know when you've had that down, and everyone can relate to that, even if you've had, like, I experienced it many times, just as an example, finding the perfect person, fitted all my concepts, made me feel like, yay, I'm winning, I've got everything. And then really feeling I didn't feel that. I didn't feel fulfilled. Actually, I felt really empty. It just didn't give me what I want. And that's a long story, but basically summarized. And I experienced that several times, and that was a big foundation of what really made me want to wake up. Big foundation. And I think it is a foundation because we are each other and we love each other and we do want our twin flame and we do want that unity. It's natural to us. But we won't ever have that real, true, full unity until we remember to recognize. Just mute yourself, Marg, if you need to cough.
Yeah.
It's all right. So, yeah, if we don't get a witness and remember ourselves, we'll only have temporary happiness. But then we don't want temporary happiness. We want full happiness, right?
Yes.
Of course we do.
Yeah.
That's our natural thing, but that's the whole thing about understanding the happiness that drove our fallen experience, because all those fallen ideas made us think we would get happiness, right? You know that feeling, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This will give me happiness.
Yeah.
And even the spiritual path can do that if you're still having illusions about it somehow, because that can be another identity that's forming. And that's why I like to really say the simplicity of the love, and don't form another spiritual identity. You don't need an identity because you are love. That's just the true you. That's not even an identity. That's just who you are. And how does that feel?
Feels
Really
good.
touching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's very
Beautiful.
touching and very, very emotional. And um, it takes a while. Like I'm hearing the words, but like connecting with that feeling, it is like, wow, okay, wow. So
That's great.
it
It's like
is,
it's those layers, just going through those
yes,
layers
Yeah.
of the identity that we formed, and that's the whole thing about ascension is finishing with a false identity and remembering our true identity. And it's not even identity; it's just who we are. But it's okay to call it an identity if you want to. But our true being is love. Anyone else want to share how they feel?
Yeah, I feel like it was bringing up emotion in me just listening to all of that. It just felt really beautiful. And just connecting back to who I am.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
Yeah, the
Oh.
simplicity is very touching because I'm used to make everything so complicated for myself.
I get it. Yeah, that's great, Amy. I love that. I love that you understand that and feel that. It is a big thing, isn't it? It's a big thing to see the complication and the confusion that creates.
yeah,
Especially because there's this feeling it's not working, it's not working, it's not working. Or if it works, it only worked for a short time, or it worked for years, but now it's not working, that sort of consciousness.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone else?
Just feels really beautiful to understand the heartbreak is like for the sadness and the things that you see sometimes, it's like that's my fallen. I'm still not making it okay when I really believe that. And I just really loved that when you said that.
Mm,
It was like, oh, just this, yes, just feeling. It's just like, yes, it is okay. Because I feel like I weave in and out of that still at the
yeah.
moment. And that was just so beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, Clary. It's really amazing, that feeling of forgiveness. Like when I said earlier, I said, thank you for giving me that experience, for giving
Mm.
me that experience, forgiveness. That's the true meaning of it. Not that we have to forgive someone for doing something that was fallen. And it's okay if we do feel that. But when you want to take it a lot higher for your ascension, then you can say, thank you for giving me that experience. And that's not easy because there's been so much pain and so many things that have hurt us. And, we feel it and we see it in other people. And we want to rescue that. We want to rescue ourselves. We want to rescue them. It's been really, and still is in so many ways. And it isn't an easy thing for us to just embrace and accept. But it is a very high consciousness to do that and to understand the journey and love. And that doesn't mean cutting off, and it does not mean being superior. It means being compassionate. And that thank you for giving me that experience is really like the ultimate compassion. Forgiveness. Thank you for giving. Thank you for giving me that experience. Anyone else like to share? Anything about how you're feeling?
I loved how you said that takes a higher consciousness to do that.
Mm.
I love that. I just really could feel that right then, and feel I haven't really connected with that before as that way, to take that higher consciousness to do that. Yeah.
Wow. That's really great, Maggie.
Yeah.
It is very empowering to do that too. And when I say empowering, we've never even lost our power. We've always had our power. It's just been the power of the choice of that power. And I know that some people feel like they did lose their power and they want to get their power back, and I completely understand that. But when you take this higher, like what you were connecting with, Maggie, and all of you, that's when you have that real ascending consciousness, that takes it higher and understands that. Because the power relates to victim and victory, right? And at the moment, the ego is still really believing that is real. You know, the fallen identity is still believing that's real.
Mm.
And I understand that. I felt it myself. I wouldn't be able to share any of this without my own wisdom, without all that I've been through.
Mm.
I mean, I could probably write about 20 books about my life. But the beautiful part about that is what this is what it gave me, is this wisdom and this understanding, and I awoke that in myself purely out of pain, purely out of what is the real answer? What is the real answer? What is the real truth? And the first thing that came to me is I create my reality. That's the first thing that came into my consciousness. And I thought, oh, well, how? That was my question. How do I create my reality? Because I didn't feel like I'd created my reality. I did feel like a victim to it. But I also had an awareness of strength and power that I could create my reality. But I didn't really have those words at that time.
Mm.
But you know, it's just all there. It's all there within us. And that, like I said, that pain is that trigger. And have you all had a strong pain experience? Just yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah. And the thing is too, never compare yourself of pain, your pain and someone else's pain. Never compare yourself. Never think, for your ascension, that is. The word never, when I'm using it right now, is about in choosing your ascension. You just don't have to compare your pain with someone else's and think, well, they're in more pain than me. I don't have a right for this pain. Have compassion for them, but have compassion for yourself too. And know, look, your level of pain is different to theirs in this part of the journey. Because I always found I felt pain much easier than other people that I knew at that time. Not so much now, because there's many more people that are waking up. But I used to feel like that. And I'd think things like that. But they have more pain. I don't have a right to feel this pain. I don't have a right to feel like I don't want this pain. No. And really want to save people. I wanted to save people so bad, like so much. And I really, really tried for many, many years. And it was like, I'm talking like probably 20 years.
Wow.
And more even as a young person. But that gave me wisdom as well, because I found out I could not save them. I couldn't save them from their pain, because the bottom line I saw over and over and over was their choice. Their choice. And no matter how much I wanted them to have a different choice, they didn't want that. And that's where we have to have compassion and not say, well, you're wrong for having that choice. That is allowed. It's part of this higher plan. And that's when you understand the higher plan. When you understand, like from that beginning that I described, we're going to do this, that was the higher plan, you know. But there's many levels of the higher plan. Talk about that another time. But when you understand that it is all perfect, and I'm not saying don't help people. I'm definitely not saying that. I love helping people. I will always help people, but I will know where that boundary is when I'm turning it into saving them, and their resistance is strong, and that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to, and we all have to in this ascension, realize that moment when to let go. And there is grief in letting go always. There's always grief in letting go. And that grief is still part of the illusion because it believes in loss and separation. And that's not real. The realness is the oneness. But in saying that, always allow yourself to feel your grief. Always. Always allow yourself to feel everything. Grief, to me, has been the strongest illusion. It's the most believable, the most painful. Loss.
Mm.
Yeah, and we really feel that. We feel that deep in our core.
Mm.
And a lot of time we don't want to. We want to cut off from it. But it's beautiful to embrace it and give yourself that embrace and give yourself time to really understand it, because you will. And especially in your ascension, you will understand more and more what that really means to you, and you will come to a beautiful place of love and oneness. That's where you will come to. You will remember the oneness. You will know we are one soul and there is no separation. We totally believe separation because of the illusion of 3D, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when we awaken the dimensional being that we are, because we are, we're multidimensional, we're incredible, we're amazing, we're much more than this, then you start seeing things on another level. And you start feeling things, and you let your intuition guide you with that. That's what you know inside of yourself. The knowing is in you. But the knowing can also be full of programs and ideas and concepts. And it's very easy to recognize that. Just is it part of those? Is it part of survive and die? Is it part of win and lose? Is it part of lust and hate? If it's part of that, then it's part of the illusion. And those things are very easy for you to take into your consciousness and apply. But just remember that truth. Our fallen identity has also used that truth to make us think it's real. Because winning, it feels good.
Yeah.
And lusting feels good temporarily. Hating feels good. Surviving feels good. I've talked about those things with you already today, but I will continue because it's so important to understand these things, that the feel good part. So even grief, if you allow yourself to recognize it, you will understand the beautiful illusion. The beautiful illusion. And whatever you've lost, feel that beautiful gratitude for it. Feel that gratitude for it, because it's just incredibly beautiful. So beautiful. But no, whatever you did lose, it still exists. The thing that you loved, it still exists. The thing, the person, whatever it is, it exists as part of our soul. And when you understand that soulful wisdom, that we've been, why we are here, then you will know that's why I'm here, for soulful wisdom. And love is the awareness of that. Look, the ego's got a version of the wisdom too, right? I call it the ego, but it's the fallen consciousness, same thing. The version of that is what it does, what that fallen consciousness does, it takes all these higher things, right, and turns it into a fallen perception. So that's what's really important for you to understand, no matter what it is. Is there anything that you could share with me now that you feel has been real to you, but you can see that now that it was just your fallen consciousness believing something? Can anybody think of anything like that right now to share?
Well, I go way back to feeling like not knowing that I created my reality, right back then, until I started to understand that. I totally believed that, and I totally believed that I was a victim and that I had to blame other people.
Yeah. And how did it feel when you started to recognize that wasn't real?
Very new. And and then I've gone into a lot of stages where I've wanted to forget that again. I didn't want to believe it.
Yeah. That's very good witnessing.
Over the time, yeah.
Why do you feel like you wanted that, to believe it again?
It was much more, it was easier. I was in a more comfortable space to do that.
Yeah.
It let me off the hook. It's like, I just didn't have to take responsibility. And,
that's
and
awesome.
I remember I believed so much that it really was somebody else's fault,
That's really great what you just said, responsibility. And I've always said responsibility is freedom. But the fallen personality doesn't like that, doesn't like responsibility.
No.
But it does have its version of it, of course. That's what I'm saying. Everything I'm saying to you, even on this higher level, that fallen consciousness has taken, and it will take everything that I'm saying and use it in a different way, like to win or lose, basically. So, or survive, to pacify a relationship. So that's really great what you said, Margie. I love that. It's like you didn't want to take responsibility. So when did you feel like you did want to start taking responsibility?
Just, I think as I started to feel more love and feel more understanding of my existence and just who I am, just and that was a lot of guidance from you as well. Gosh, you know, it's yeah, when I started to feel that, and it felt much better to know that I am the creator. Then I have those feelings coming through that was making me feel better.
Yeah.
To know that I could change and I could have a better way of being that I wanted, you know, not to be like old ways.
Yeah, and that's that's like really getting in touch with that true empowerment, love. Like you started with love, started when you started to feel the love. And that and this understanding that I'm sharing, it can sound brutal, you know, it can sound so uncaring, but it's actually the most caring when you have that perspective of love. And that's what made you start to feel wanting to take more responsibility, and that there's not a reward in that, right? The reward is a version of the fallen consciousness of winning. So it's not a reward, it's just you coming home. It's just you knowing that it's you, and that it's going to always feel beautiful. The love that we are is always going to feel beautiful. But the fallen consciousness will always be seeking a reward.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. You get it. and it's not like this is the thing that the fallen personality will do, turn it into, oh, but you'll just be a victim if you don't try and, you know, but I'm not being empowered if I, you know, if I don't seek a reward from this. But there's a lack of trust there in that, isn't there? It's not trusting that everything is always provided. And even in saying that, I can feel my own identity saying, that's not true. You know, I know it is. And a part of I know that's my fallen identity. And all I can do is witness that and say, well, thank you for giving me that experience. But I know that's not true. I know I've been programmed to believe in limitation, and I chose that. And that's the beauty of remembering the love you are. And it does get easier. Responsibility feels daunting at first, like you said, Margie, like it felt easier just to go back and be forgotten. And I've seen that in everyone that I've guided, everyone. I was trying to think of who I haven't seen it in, and I realized I've seen it in everyone, but varying levels, myself included, like varying levels. It's how much do you want to remember who you are? It really is that. How much do you want that above everything? And remember, what's the thing that's going to make you want it? Can you remember?
Pain.
The pain. Yeah.
Thank you. The pain.
Yeah.
That is definitely what I do. Like I feel, and even I have a really beautiful life now, and it's so fulfilling and beautiful, but I still see those pathways to believe the limitation and separation. And when I just make that choice to witness that, embrace that, understand that journey, know that I'm finished with that journey, and I have huge courage and discipline to say, like, that's my freedom discipline, not my limited discipline. It's my freedom discipline to say, well, I know who I really am. I'm love, and these pathways that I've had to believe in separation and limitation and winning and losing, and lust and hate, all of those things. I see what they do. I've gained the wisdom from it. And it can be so subtle when you're experiencing your awakening, your ascension. Subtleness is just kind of unbelievable in a way. And it's simple to understand what that really is, and that really is just the programs and the pathways are very strong still. You know, the brain physically forms pathways, so you give it. You know that. And but remember, our physicality is not limited. We believe it's limited. We've made it limited. So all we do need to do is remember that love that we are and choose that love to complete that pathway. And as you complete it, it'll get easier because you're not having that there to deal with anymore, even physically. But every time I say physically, I can feel myself kind of giggle because I know that the physicality is just still light anyway. I love it. I love it.
Mm.
I love it. That's our illusion. We're loving it. And I'm like, so many people, there's even scientists are saying, yeah, we're just light, you know. But the illusion is strongly here, and it's beautiful, and we don't need to rush to change that. We just need to remember the high plan now is the awakening, our ascension. Humanity is ascending. Resistance is futile, meaning it will just go nowhere. And it might not seem like it's futile for a lot of things that's happening in the world, but always reach for that higher aspect in yourself, no matter what it is. Reach for that higher aspect of what is happening. Just know, care, and always feel the compassion for the pain people are in because you know what it's like. And always be kind, always be humble about it, but understand it as well. A big part of humility is knowing and understanding you've created it, that we all have as one being. And the humility of really knowing its wisdom, the humility of really trusting your love, trusting your love, trusting the love that you are. And I've said this many, many times, countless times. If all you can do is just feel your heart, feel your love, feel your soul, then just do that. If your whole identity, your ego identity, your fallen personality, whatever you want to call it, if it's just going absolutely crazy, and it does, especially when you start waking up, it's like, hey, what about me? Remember, we believe me, remember? We don't believe that high stuff. Hey, don't do that. You're not supposed to do that. You know, just remember, you are a victim. Remember that. Remember, you can't be a loser. You have to be a winner. You're desperate for that relationship no matter what, you know? Don't forget about me. And it screams and it yells and it gets a lot louder when you're really changing it. But believe me, it will get quieter. It will get quieter. And in saying that, it's because you have been integrating it, you have been understanding it, you have been allowing feelings with the witness, with the recognition, with the responsibility, your whole life. And so it's getting easier. Quieter, in this case, is it's getting easier. It's getting easier. Have you guys been finding that it's getting easier?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I feel like I used to, like 90 times in a minute, have to repeat.
Yeah.
And now it's not like that. I still need the discipline and focus, but it's certainly not like that moment of like really laying that pathway, you know, for coming into that consciousness of witness and understanding and compassion. Like, come on.
Yeah, assertion is needed. Absolutely. Assertion is part of the process. You know, you have to choose that because you want it. When I say have to, it's because you want it. Always remind yourself, if you're saying have to, it's because you want to. Even if you have to experience your ego for a moment, your fallen identity, that's because you want it. I want this, and that's okay. You can have it. You can want it. You can experience. There is no rule or right or wrong about that. There's only one thing, and that is, do I want to remember who I am and experience my blissful life, or do I want to keep believing that? There's the choice, and the pain will let you know.
Oh,
But
I love that.
yeah, but with the pain too, because we've become masters at suppressing it, and there's so many ways to do that now. Cakes,
Yeah.
lollies, just some simple things. But I'm being a little bit funny, but there are so many ways to suppress your pain. And that's okay too. So remember, always make it okay. Let go of those rules of right and wrong, but be aware of your choices, of the master of your reality that you really are. That's the real empowerment. It's just remembering that you are love. And that's the power. Love is the power. But in saying that, the identity, the fallen identity, will still try and use that love as a version of itself in that way. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It will use everything. It will use everything that you are learning, everything that you are awakening to. It's not really learning. In a way, you're unlearning, you're just remembering. And it will take everything and use it righteously against you and other people as a defense. Seen that?
Oh, yeah.
But I'm
Yeah.
telling the truth. But I'm telling the truth. Why do you sound like a victim when you're saying that? You know,
Yeah.
yourself, not judging yourself, but asking yourself and questioning yourself. You know, and I find kindness. Wow, kindness is just the greatest gift to give myself and others. It's just, it frees me. It frees me from that. When I feel, and you can do this too if you want to, when I feel a big burst of that illusionary pathway of the fallen, the forgotten, I remind myself to be kind. And that's a struggle sometimes. That's just like, whoa, I feel that, and I'm sure you can relate to this, I feel that pressure and that saying, no, I have to be right, you know, no, this isn't fair. I don't want this, la, 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 all those sort of things. And I think, well, if I don't want this, then I do have to choose kindness. I do have to really find a real beautiful place of kindness. And underneath that kindness is understanding and compassion and love and knowing I am creating my reality. I am creating this. If I've got people in my reality that I want to be defensive towards, then I have chosen that for the wisdom. And that's okay. Great. And that's okay.
That's great.
Yeah. Yeah. So how's everyone feeling now?
Loving everything you're saying. Feeling good.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like this beautiful fullness of comprehension in my heart listening to you. I just have adored everything that you have shared.
Oh, it's beautiful.
So beautiful. It's this rich, soulful, beautiful feeling just right there.
Wow.
So precious. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Clary. You're welcome. I love it. I especially love speaking to the beautifulness of your openness, your willingness to want to remember. And it's just because that's how I feel. I feel that want. It's the strongest want in my whole reality. This is the strongest want is to awaken and remember who I am. That is above everything. And it doesn't mean that I can't live my life just because of that. I live my life by that. through that. And that's what we can all do. And it does make it way more beautiful, way more fulfilling. I just feel the fortunate feelings, you know, but then I remember, is it really fortunate, or is it just that because I've done that, I've made those choices and I've changed my reality? Is it really because of that? And it is. It is because of that. And remember, when other people that you see as part of our one soul are not having that fortune, have compassion still. Have compassion in knowing, well, they are still having that part of the journey. And not only is it for them, it's for all of us. It's a wisdom for all of us. And look how much humanity has evolved. It's evolved so much. And, you know, there's been so many journeys that we've had.
Yeah.
So many. We could probably put a number on it, but we don't need to. It would be a big number. But we've chosen those as that facet of our soul. And every facet is still part of the one, but we created facets as part of the illusion. But we knew in the beginning it was not an illusion. It was just beautiful. Can you imagine looking at a part of yourself as you're this beautiful one being, and then you create these facets of these beings, and you're looking at it going, wow, you know, you're full of love, and you're just seeing something. The love feels like it escalates when I think about that. I feel like, and love is unlimited. And imagine that. And when you start to have that awakening in yourself, you can see people like that, no matter who they are. You can see, oh, beautiful facet of the one soul. And that might not be easy at times when you've seen what their fallen identity has chosen. But you can make it easy by recognizing that's okay, it's part of the journey. And even saying that's okay, I feel my fallen identity screaming at times, no, that is not okay. And I actually say that I don't want that in one soul anymore. I don't want that. And I feel like that. And I can feel a part of the victim consciousness there. So I move through that. But then I come to a part where I feel a real soulful feeling and say, well, I can make this choice for the one soul. We all can. We can all say, we want that finished with love. Finished with love. Instead of always feeling like all these things we see in the world that we feel so victimized about and we feel so frightened of, etc., you know, we can say from a loving space, that's over now. We're ascending, everyone. You know, say that internally, of course. You can go around saying to people if you want, but it feels like it would be probably be an aspect of winning.
Yeah.
Survival, or getting approval, etc.
Yeah.
I've seen that. I used to get a lot of people coming to my groups in the past when I was doing a lot of in-person stuff, and it's really beautiful, actually. I used to really like it and love it in a way because they were having their awakening and just so happy about it. They just want to tell everyone, you remember that feeling? And that's beautiful, and there's nothing wrong with that. But then that fallen identity would turn it into an aspect of victory, and then it would become angry. It would become really angry because it's not winning and people don't want to listen, and then they've got to make sure everyone listens, and then there's this big hero moment, you know, that becomes part of the identity, spiritual warrior, etc., you know, and that's okay too, but it isn't the real ascension. And that's easy to understand.
Yeah.
Were you one of those people, Clary? I remember. That was so sweet.
Yeah.
I remember.
I was just laughing because the difference in feeling, like I remember myself back then thinking those thoughts and feeling that I could make change in the world from being that way. And but it was such an empty experience, and
Wow.
and the difference now to the internal feelings and understanding and comprehension that I have, and the love that I feel for humanity is so rich and beautiful and soulful. And it's like, I appreciate that time so much, but it's pretty funny.
It's beautiful, and you were so beautiful. I remember the day you told me that you. I remember it so clearly that you know who you are and that you're a spiritual warrior.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, that's really beautiful that you feel that.
You were so kind. You were so kind.
I understood it. I really understood it, but I could see the naivety and
Yeah.
the lack of wisdom.
Yeah.
And in a way, being like that has, not in a way, being like that has given you the opportunity to gain wisdom of what that's like. And what you said, it feels empty.
Mm.
And so, and that's why I said that we don't have to go around saying that to everyone. Just feel it within yourself and feel it with humility of what you want humanity to be. Because it does affect us. Every little thought we have affects the one soul, and it's instant. It is instant. Isn't that beautiful?
That's just so powerful, isn't it?
It's
Wow.
totally.
Mm.
And it's the truth. And you might, you know, our fallen identity believes we're separate, so it can't even fathom that. It doesn't even want to fathom it for a start. It wants to know there's nothing but this individuality, and you've heard people say that, and that's okay too. That's just a real deep aspect of being forgotten. It's okay. And it's part of the journey. What a great thing to experience when you think about it. There's nothing else. To believe that much of a lie, that's a real wisdom gaining moment. Like it's something. I'm trying to think the right word, but it's like an achievement in a way, an achievement of our journey of saying, well, we want to forget who we are. You know, let's do that. Let's do that. Oh yeah, that'll be hilarious. And when you wake up, you do start seeing things funny, but you also still feel so much compassion for the pain.
Mm.
You know, I felt that so many times. Sure, you have when you've seen it, and it is humility to feel the humor in it. By the way, if you start scoffing and you're starting to feel superior, then obviously you know what's going on there. But you understand something, Mish?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry?
What did you want to say? You wanted to say something?
Yeah, that when you were talking about individuality, like how strong it is, that don't lose yourself, don't lose your individuality,
Exactly.
and cling on to it. Like if you are loving, don't love too much so that you don't
Yes.
lose your individual. And those things really, I could not understand that.
Yeah.
Like it just did not. How? But then you love, But then also what you were saying just before you asked me about compassion and how that can become kindness, and compassion can then become rescuing. And
Yeah. Yeah.
so-
That's where the witness is so important, because of how our fallen identity can grab hold of the real truth and then start to use it in that way. Yeah. But I wanted to say, say what you want to say.
sorry, I was just saying that everything that you are saying today, it's like every bit of it. It's like it is helping me see so many parts of my life. Like I'm seeing memories after memories. Yes, I've been like that. Yes, I've been like that. Yes, I felt that. Yes, that's what happened. That's what happened. And I, in all of this is the first time I've actually connected with the gratitude for pain.
Wow,
Like,
that's great.
I have never felt like this complete feeling of thank you for pain. Like I have tried, but I've never felt it.
I understand. I really understand. I have had a good share of pain in my life, and I really understand that feeling. But it's shifting your perspective about it, really, isn't it? It's just shifting to a higher perspective, and that's what our ascension is shifting to our higher understanding, shifting out of this level where we've had all this journey. But that, in saying that, always remember, all levels always exist. It's just where our focus is. And so if our focus has been so that we could have the journey of forgetting all those things, all those aspects of our fallen self. It's brilliant. But even a genius couldn't think of that. Couldn't. Genius is a limitation. Genius is just a level, but we are so much more than that. So much more. It's amazing, isn't it? I love it. It's like what you said, Nish, you're recognizing a lot of things. The more that you can relate, and the more wisdom you gain from actually even applying this higher consciousness, the more you will want it. The more you will want it. But we do have to be patient with ourselves. We do have to be compassionate with ourselves and understanding. I mean, that really has to come first. Like, you have to come first to you in your ascension. Because then how can you really be anything for anyone else on that level if you haven't done that yourself? So, and that's a natural thing too. It will be a natural part of your ascension to feel that. You'll feel that more and more. And I'm sure anyone that listens to this or understands ascension will remember that yeah, I feel more and more me is important. The rescuing is part of the victim consciousness, but in saying that, give as much as you want, but understand it. You still have to understand and have compassion for in your ascension. We don't let our fallen identity take all the ascension thing and then become cold and cut off and superior, and we don't let it be defensive. It's called spiritual defense. We don't want that. That's not real. That's just still the fallen, forgotten reality. And oh boy, that's become mastered in this world. Spiritual defensiveness and righteousness.
Yeah.
And then as you awaken, you will see the humor in it.
Yes.
Yeah. At first, your own identity, fallen identity, will probably react because it knows, oh, this isn't real, It does know. We do know. But a lot of people don't want to know because they want to worship. Worship is important to the fallen identity because it's strongly separation. And it's about needing another leader for your spirituality. And yes, there's many people guiding, but that's different to worshipping. And if I was seeking worship, I would be really unhappy doing that because it's not fulfilling. It isn't, it's painful. But it's good to understand that's why people don't want to become reliant on themselves, because they like worshipping. Look how much worship is in this world. It's incredible. So much.
Yeah.
All different ways, not just religions, but musicians, just anyone famous.
Yeah.
Anyone famous.
Yeah.
Different. And that's okay too. That's just another experience for wisdom. Something I've seen, I'm sure you've seen it too, the people that are very famous and successful. I've seen this very often, especially in the documentaries about their life, how unhappy it made them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the only thing that made them sane again was to remember themselves in their way, to find themselves, to find their own love.
Yeah.
And in the beginning of the documentaries, you always see how much victory they're in, how happy they are finally achieving their dream. I get that. I understand that. But ultimately, it's a big downslide, trying to keep up with that kind of winning and seeking of worship and getting that worship. I mean, to be someone that really has love, is still loving being worshipped, you have to be completely driven by the fallen aspect. But even then, they're not fulfilled. It's not fulfilling. How can it be? How can it be fulfilling when you're thinking you need love from everyone else in that way? We don't need love from everyone else. We just are all love.
I love understanding
How
that.
beautiful is that?
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really beautiful.
We just are all love. Would you like to share anything, Stella? I can't hear you. That's all right. Okay. You look really beautiful and I can feel you anyway. You're gorgeous. Yeah. We all look beautiful in our love. And beauty is not a concept. Beauty is our soul. Beauty is not what we are supposed to look like. Even in that saying that we have so much fun just playing with our physicality, and that's beautiful. But really understanding that higher level of our physicality, knowing we're really just light anyway. We're really just love. We're light made from love. That's who we are. Love made us. And that love is who we are. We made ourselves. What an amazing thing that we've done, hey?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can't hear you. Can't hear you, Stella. Oh, yeah, we'll work it out. We'll work it out. So would anyone else like to share anything now? Amy, shall I share something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What really got to me was like the pain will let you know that when you said that, because I can see myself sometimes still go in my fallen consciousness, and then it always resolves in pain.
I know. That's awesome. That's awesome that you can see that you know that. Yeah, keep going.
And then I realized, yeah, ego is just pain. So you always will go back to ego until you have that moment of now it's enough. And
Yeah.
and yeah, I can see that very clearly in myself, that I still also sometimes when I don't have the discipline and I just want a quick pacification of my feelings, or instead of going to my heart and my own love, and it always results in pain, always.
That's a really good point that you made, pacification. That's a really good one. That identity, that fallen identity, that forgotten identity will always want pacification because of the pain.
Yes, and to go from the fallen and always that it always ends in pain. It makes it more easy for me to really feel the difference when I have the discipline and I go into my heart and feel my love. Like it's yeah, you cannot even compare it, because it's the fallen is so empty, and then it's instant fulfilling when you feel your heart and the love for yourself. And still sometimes it feels easier to go for this easy pacification.
Yeah, and that's okay. That's okay. We something that I like to say is we're still weaving, like we're still weaving in that new consciousness. It's not new, it's just who we are. It's remembering is a better way of saying it. We're still weaving that into ourselves in a way, and we still have woven, it's quite a good analogy in a way, if you can imagine some weaving, like actual, some sort of material or something being woven, and you're wanting to take out of that thing what's being woven. Say there's rainbow color, there's a black color through it. You want to get that black color out, and then you try to get it out, and it leaves an empty space.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you fill that space with? Put more of the rainbow in there. You can. You're allowed. It's a choice. It's like, oh, but I put that black there. I have to keep the black there. Look how empty it looks without the black. And so, yeah. And so you can just say, well, I can put that there. Put the rainbow back. I love the rainbow because it does represent the oneness of our soul. the beautiful thing of love. So that's great. Thanks so much for sharing that, Amy. It's so great, and it's just so good that you have that knowing in yourself and the freedom in yourself, what it's giving you. And I do understand completely what it's like to feel the struggle of remembering. But just keep remembering. Keep remembering.
Yeah.
And that's what we're all going to do anyway. We're all doing that. I don't know if you've noticed, but the beautiful part of our soul that is still strongly forgetting, they seem to be struggling more in a way. And they seem to be feeling like they can't actually resist the higher thing because it's becoming more mass mind in a way.
Mm.
The mass mind of our one soul, it's everywhere. You know, like even the fallen aspect that's using that love focus and that higher focus, it's realizing that it works. You never used to see love everywhere.
Mm.
Love was only about a marriage or someone you're in love with. But now you see love everywhere, and advertisers use love now. You know, and that's because that full identity says, hey, everyone likes this now. Let's do that. But what that part doesn't realize, it's actually helping and assisting the awakening. It's so cute when you think about it like that. Like, just remember, we are not a victim to the victim consciousness. We designed it. We wanted it. We chose it. We were in so much joy at that time of knowing the fantasy of it, the illusion of it, right back in the beginning. We knew. And we found it really joyful of the idea. To us then it was like, to be unjoyful? What? That's impossible. How can we make that possible? Okay, let's believe this. And we're like, yeah, let's believe that.
Yeah.
Let's believe it. Oh, that's brilliant. You know, like we'll believe that. Probably didn't use those exact words. It was probably more of an instantaneous moment, but you know, it's beautiful for us to be able to look at it in this way, because you can just awaken that part of yourself that does know. And that is how you ascend, is embracing the fallen. It's not, if you're still resisting that and you're still thinking that's wrong, you're still having that perspective of the forgotten, and that's okay. Because it's been a long time.
Mm.
We've been loving experiencing time. Don't you just love it?
Mm.
Don't you love it?
Yeah.
We get up in the morning, we see the sunrise, we go and do something, whatever it is we want to do. You know, we're experiencing this. I love looking at this screen. I love seeing you sitting there. You know,
Yeah.
and just having that beautiful witness and awareness in that way, or looking at my world that way, and really knowing there is no space in between. Nothing. It's all one. But what a beautiful creation that I'm loving. I love seeing that big, beautiful amethyst crystal sitting there, you know. It's just beautiful.
Mm. Mm.
But I know that my reality way back in the past, when I was experiencing a lot of pain, I didn't love it. I didn't love it. It was just all pain. And I tried and I tried and I tried. And I felt innocent. I felt so innocent that to being a victim, you know. And I feel like that innocence was the pure me in a way that really knew it wasn't who I really am. And I know that that there many people are still in that state, in that stage, and it's okay. But I know that when I started to remember myself, the first words, remember, were, I create my reality. And okay, how? And the thing is, at first it's a lot of owning. At first it feels really painful to actually even own. Why would I even want to create that? Why would anyone want to create what they're creating? It just felt, it felt difficult to embrace. And in many ways it still does, you know. But I knew I had to. Because what I also knew, if I do create my reality and I become aware of that, I can change my reality. That was kind of like the next thing. I can change my reality. So how do I change it? And the answer was love me. Love me. Give to me. Give to the love in me. And I started veering away from all the things that I knew weren't serving the love in me. I was wrapping them up, you know, wrapping those things up. And that was not easy. I went through a lot. But I knew that's what I had to do. But I knew as I was doing it, and I know this now, as I was doing it, if I remember I'm creating it, and I'll be soft and loving with myself, instead of dumping on myself for being an idiot. You know you created it. Oh my, well, why would you do that, you idiot? You know, I had to get through that stage, you know. I still do sometimes, but then I'm just like, well, no, I just wanted to have that journey, and I know what it feels like now. And there's so many times in my life now when I do have that experience, there's so much joy in remembering those painful things from that perspective, not from the perspective that was the victim consciousness there. But what I really want to say about this is just the more you do this, the more you awaken, the more beautiful your life will be, because you'll be creating that. You're aligning with that you. And you're also helping the rest of the one soul, because every choice you make is affecting everyone else. Every choice. That means both fallen and awakening. Yeah.
I love how what you are saying is helping me understand the real me, like real meaning of loving me, and remembering that every choice that I make is affecting everyone. That is so profound and so deeply touching, because it is like so many times loving yourself is in the fallen ways. I can start becoming selfish, and then I'm afraid of being selfish. So I would not love myself. And I will ignore myself. So there is that, you know, that win-lose. It's like either I'm a victim or I'm a very selfish person, an uncaring person. And but the love that you are helping us remember is like, it's so beautiful that it is with all my love and with all my care, I choose to remember me. And that is the choice that I am making, which is affecting all of me and all of us. Like that's one.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's like so powerful, so touching, and so deeply nourishing to remember that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, Nish. I really love what you said. I love that aspect that you shared about being selfish and feeling selfish, and especially when you're a compassionate being like you are. And you know, I've felt like that myself, very compassionate, very caring, over rescuing, all that sort of thing. And so it does, you know, that rescuing consciousness can make you feel so wrong. But the fact that you can remember that you are helping everyone anyway, and I used to remind myself, and I still do, it's okay, keep doing it, because the more I do it, the more I'm affecting everyone. And I've often said that to you guys and to many people. Keep remembering that. And like, we do love each other. We love each other. Well, it's beyond words. It's infinite love. It's indescribable love in a way, but love is the word. It's just love. We love each other so much, and we don't want to see the suffering. We do care and we do want to help. And many people say, how can I help? You know? And people have asked me that question a lot. How can I help you? When I've given them like this and helped them, and they're having that beautiful recognition, and they have said to me, how can I help you? And there's one answer: keep waking up. Remember that?
You always say that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that is the greatest thing that you can give me. There's nothing greater in my world, in my knowing of ascension. There's nothing greater. And I know it's the higher plan, so do that. And so that does lead to a lot of compassionate understanding of others where they're at, but also what you were saying and what we've been saying and sharing, you're doing it for the one soul as well. And I often say things when I've been guiding people to remember, do it for the one soul too, you know, like, look how much you're giving to the one soul. You're going to change people with this. You're not going to go out there and be a spiritual warrior and change people. Do it in yourself and do that awakening yourself. It's affecting the one mind. It's not about being separate individual. I'm doing this just for myself, and in a stubborn way of a accentuated separate being. It's not that. It's what yourself is the love that you are. That's what you're doing it for, and therefore you're doing it for all of us. But if you don't really connect with it in yourself, you're still feeding, and there's nothing wrong with it, but still feeding the one soul with the fallen. And we do feel that love for each other. We do. Gosh, we do. Hey, it's just, it's
Yeah.
passionate. And you want and when you start really ascending and waking up, you want everyone else to as well. And that can be frustrating when they're not. But that's what a big part of my guidance is, to help you to understand the fallen and what is still going on there. And we understand it with love and compassion, and still keep waking up yourself, because, you know, we're very easily influenced by each other. I mean, we're instantly influenced by each other. So if someone is around you and they're believing their fallen consciousness, and we all have people like that in our life to some extent, we feel the word, you know, triggered is a word, but we feel influenced. But be the influencer. I know that's the word a lot of people use these days, but
I
I
know.
mean it in a different way of influence the one soul. Let's use that word for that.
I
Influence.
love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really beautiful.
Yay. Thanks. Influence them with that instead of being influenced. And it does take a lot of witness, because we do. That's the thing. We not only do we influence with love, we influence with the fallen. And so that's always felt like the most challenging for me, is being influenced. So I can be in my own space and I'm feeling beautiful and happy and fulfilled, and I'm loving the moon and the stars and the birds and the trees and the grass and the and me and the love, and then someone walking with this full-on vibration of whatever, you know, anger, frustration, victim, so many things I could list, and I'm just like, can feel it straight away. And it's like, I feel that part of me wants to be defensive. It wants to. And it wants to say no, go away, you know. It feels really repelled, and that's understandable when you've just been feeling that higher consciousness, but that's not the answer to our ascension. The answer is to embrace with kindness. That doesn't mean you become meek. It doesn't mean that. You stay strong. You're stronger than ever, but you're not dominating with that strength. You're loving with that strength. Because dominating, trying to get someone to change from their fallen consciousness into their love will not work. They'll just look at you and say, what a hypocrite. Even if they don't know the word, they'll feel it.
Yeah.
Or you'll just trigger them to be defensive, and that's okay too. There is no greater strength than love. It's everything that we are. So everybody has people in their world that are still asleep or partly awakening and struggling awakening. And whatever level it is, stay strong in yours and understand theirs and be compassionate with them. And always love. Always share your love. There is no limit on love, but you will know boundaries. You will know you don't want to go around offending people. You don't want to make someone else feel uncomfortable because you're being loving, but at the same time, you want to be loving. Stay loving. And it's beautiful to share your love too, of course. And you'll know when that's right. You'll know. You already do know. Yeah. And like the word boundary is getting thrown around a lot too. And again, the fallen identity has taken that and become more defensive with it. But it's not about being defensive. It's about being embracing. It's about being congruent is a great word too. Understanding, where you're saying, yes, I understand. And it sounds like you're agreeing with what they feel, but you're not. You're being congruent. And you're understanding instead of fighting. Instead of correcting, you're understanding. So, I understand how you feel. Because you do.
Yeah.
And if someone is really ready and willing and open and they want to know why are you feeling, why do you glow, why do you look so healthy and full of love, well, you can start sharing why. If they're open to it. But know where that place is where they're starting to feel uncomfortable. Give them that space. Because you know what it feels like yourself, the uncomfortable feeling you have when you're trying to change something. Like you were sharing, Margie, wanting to go back to that comfort of that life that was before you started to awaken, when you were enjoying the asleepness. They know what that feels like, and that's what they're going to feel like in those moments too. So pushing it isn't going to help. Being angry about it isn't going to assist the ascension. Understanding the anger will. Yeah. So there's a lot of understanding, hey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's simple. Do you feel the simplicity?
Yes.
More now. Yeah.
Now?
Much more.
Yeah.
Much more. Yeah.
That's really great. Does anyone else want to share anything?
I was just going to backtrack to where you said that there's a lot more love in the world now, and we see love a lot more than we used to, and that sort of thing. I think growing up, I never connected with the word love very much at all, and
yeah,
and then you talked about the pain. The pain is the trigger.
Yeah.
And I remember really wanting to understand love as I was growing up. But then I just started to one day say the word love, 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 love like that. And I thought to myself, why am I doing that? But it was when I was going through a lot of pain and wanting change. And I think it was just that slow process of first starting to understand and feel a bit more love.
Well, what was happening in that stage is that seed that we planted, that memory of knowing the truth is within every. You want to know it, you will know it. It will awaken.
Yeah.
That's what happened. Like this, we know everything. We know everything.
Yeah.
And it's all within us, but we don't have to always be thinking about everything. If we want to think about everything, just think about love. And you're thinking about everything.
Yeah.
What else, Margie?
I just felt like that was a real turning point for me to start to feel love, because I used to wonder about being in love and just what is love. how to feel love, you know. And it just has been a real journey to get to. There's lots more to understand, of course, but it's just a real journey to get to where I am now. And I love that. I love where I'm at with that. And it feels like, looking back, I can see how I have got to where I am in feeling the love. But when I'm going through it, it doesn't feel like I am feeling those steps. But I've really got to look back and see how much I have changed.
Yeah.
And yeah.
That's really beautiful, Margie. Thanks for that. And the thing, what you're sharing is so true to everyone. And the thing is, you are at a stage, and you're all at this stage, where you have woken those seeds up so much in yourself, that real knowing, and you've created and formed all those new pathways, woken those pathways of love and understanding, and it does get easier. Have you all noticed that?
Yes.
Yeah, gets easier, but there's still more to do. There's still more to do, and that's okay. And we'll just allow this journey. But have you noticed the journey is a lot more enjoyable with this higher conscious awareness?
Yeah.
And then there's those days when it isn't. Where is my higher consciousness? Where is it? But then you just choose to remind yourself, and that takes sometimes, in those when it's quite full on, that's a lot of strength and will. You be determined, and just like I talk to myself a lot, just like, okay, what is the real truth right now? I can feel this feeling of that fallen consciousness, but what's the real truth? And I find it and I remember it. If, like I said, if I can't remember anything else, just remember the love. Just remember that. And kindness. Kindness will help every single time, every time. It has to be real kindness though, not the fallen identity's version of it. Yeah, but you're progressing really well, all of you. You're doing amazing, absolutely amazing. And that's the want that's doing that. The want.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that want is strong, yes?
Yes.
What does it feel like? What does that want feel like? Does anyone like to share?
Like we all have shared in our own ways that sometimes we would want to go back to the fallen consciousness because it felt easy. But now the want for this higher consciousness is so natural. That feels easy. That feels real.
Right.
Like cannot take the thought of going back to that fallen consciousness. That feels painful.
You know
So
what that's
fallen,
like? That's like being bruised and whacking that bruise.
yes,
It's like
yes.
you've already been bruised enough, and you don't want to keep hitting that bruise because it hurts. And the more you wake up, the more sensitive you're going to get to pain. And do that. Be okay about that. Don't make that wrong. That, you know, because people want to, in the fallen, want to, because they're suppressing themselves like we all did, don't want to be sensitive anymore because they don't want to remember. But that's okay. Make that okay. But you allow yourself to be sensitive. You're allowed to. It's beautiful. It is who you are. So if you don't allow that sensitiveness, then you're blocking a huge part of yourself that's important for you. You're sensing of the fallen part and of the real part. And if you are feeling sensitive in an environment, and you can remind yourself what's really going on, because you know you might want to feel like you just want to leave that, but you can't in that moment, right? And there's a reason you can't. That's part of the higher plan for you. So in that situation, just look at that situation, look around and go, okay, what can I see about our journey here? What can I see that is the one soul's fallen part here right now? And when you look at it like that and with love, you'll be much more embracing of it, and that will change it. I've seen it. I've seen it so often in my reality. Like I see when I just walk into, and I'm sure all of you have this, just walk into a place and watch it change just by your presence. Just by your presence, because of your choice. And I've seen people just start glowing, look happier, and they haven't even noticed me. You know, some have, but it doesn't matter about them noticing me. I can see them. I can see that shift happening. You know, I know some of you have been places with me and seen that happen.
Oh
Yeah.
very clearly.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, straight away. Yeah.
like
Yeah.
even right now, all of us,
Yeah.
like
I
from when we
know.
started and what we are now, we are all more like I'm seeing at all of us here, we are all more open, we are all more like more relaxed in our being.
Yeah.
It's like it feels home, like I can see in all of us.
Thank you for saying that, all of you. Like, it's just, the reason I even bring that up about me is because it's the same for you.
Yeah.
It's not just me, it's for everyone. Everyone has that effect. And you've all shared with me many experiences you've had as well from applying this real knowing in yourself. And, you know, there's a saying, people say the proof is in the pudding, right?
Yeah.
I think it's really funny, but in a way, I mean, it's just true. You see proof all the time, either of your higher consciousness or your fallen consciousness. And I've seen that completely shift in and out of my reality many, many times, like instantly. It just amazes me. And the more witness and more awareness that you awaken to, the more you'll see that happening too. And then you keep making that choice. Do I want to keep being fallen, or do I want to really remember who I am? What's your choice, beautiful souls?
Remember who I am.
Remember.
Yeah, thank you for that. Thank you for remembering who you are.
Mhm.
That's
Thank you for
Jody.
reminding us and helping us to remember.
thank
Yeah.
You.
Yeah, thank you for doing it.
I love that gratitude so much, and I really appreciate it. But at the same time, I know I had no choice. I had a choice, but I didn't want that choice.
Mm.
But it's still beautiful to share gratitude always, always. I feel so grateful for all of you. So unlimited gratitude for the strength and the love and the beauty that you are, the strength that you're having to ascend. You must be seeing it in your environment too. You must be. Yes.
Yeah.
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 What have you seen, Clary, in your environment?
The more that I have softened and deepened in my compassion, the more like vulnerability and softness I see in the people that I work with.
Wow.
And the connection, even though, and something that I really want to share from what you have said tonight that is just so clear in me now is and it's such a beautiful feeling and recognition has come from what you've shared around that it's where we are on the journey. So those seeds of remembering love in our soul,
Yeah.
because we've all got them, we're all going to go on that journey. So where we are on the journey, and like I just feel like I can understand and have so much more compassion from that perspective. Like,
Yeah.
and I love that feeling that I've got tonight. It's just so beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. But
Yeah.
because I've worked with a lot of people, yeah, it's definitely as I am becoming more and more loving in myself, of myself, I definitely see that reflected in what people appreciate around me.
Yeah.
As well, like the lifestyle choices and everything. Yeah, it's really fascinating.
It is. That's a
Yeah.
great word. It is fascinating because it's the facets.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's the
Yeah.
facets. It's beautiful. But thank you for sharing that. Anything else, Clary?
Yeah. I also have felt really just a beautiful sense of clarity around my own experience and just this recognition of wisdom. It's like the resistance that I used to feel, and I do still feel, absolutely, as you were saying, around overcoming some illusion or embracing an illusion, used to feel so much more harder.
Yeah,
I
understand.
But the reality now of how I feel now, and the beauty of how my life is developing and growing and becoming, I feel like I've got this wisdom now, so that I can apply that in my future if I feel that resistance again. It's like the ego resistance from the beginning days of, like, when it was, 90 times in a minute to try and keep myself
I think we
like,
can all relate to that.
focused on my heart, like, just feel my heart and make that choice to love, and how the ego just didn't believe that that would lead to anything substantial. Like, the conquest was still really important, and the relationship was still really important, and all of that stuff was still really important. And I've progressed through all of those things, and I know that they're not what I want or need or is going to give me joy. And I know what has started to truly feel really beautiful and fulfilling. And I'm just sitting here tonight listening to you, and it's just such a gorgeous time. I'm so grateful.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
But it's such a beautiful feeling of, like, this new level of wisdom, of recognition and clarity. And I'm just so grateful. I love you so much.
I love you too, Clary, so much. So beautiful to share our love. But I wanted to ask you a question. I absolutely loved everything that you were sharing. It's so, so beautiful. It's just like the most beautiful thing to hear. But I wanted to ask you, when did you feel that real shift from that 90 times thing where it shifted? Like, what made you commit more to, what was the commitment feeling like when you decided, no, I'm going to just go all the way? And you had that moment, right? I think we all had that. And what did that feel like to you?
It was a realization that if I didn't, then I would die and need to start again.
I'm laughing of joy because I really relate and I understand. Yeah, and we don't want to do that again. We want to stand. But in saying that, also, there's no need to fear dying, because we're not separate anyway. We're always going to be one. So it's beautiful to know that too.
Yeah.
But what did that death mean to you?
It meant like a forgetting of the love, like needing to find you again, needing to, like, start to remember myself again. Like, I can remember feeling like I had to hold on to, like, the smallest thread, but just hold on.
Yeah. You did great. Feel that. That's all right. It's okay to feel that emotion. It's beautiful. Share what you're feeling.
Like, I just can't let go. I don't want that life. I don't want this pain. I don't want to believe that I am just that empty person who doesn't comprehend wisdom and is disconnected, and, who truly believes in seduction and being, like, getting attention from everybody is truly it, like, I don't want to believe that that's who I am.
Yeah. And why don't you want to believe it?
Because it's just so painful. It's
Yeah.
just so painful to believe that that's who I am. I was so craving to know the truth of myself, and, just hold on to that love in those moments of just feeling like nothing's real, like, who am I? And I've got no idea who I am and everything. It's just like, just remember what Jody said.
Oh, thank you. That's so beautiful. I'm so happy I could be that for you.
Oh
But,
God, yeah.
what you were saying though, that like that craving feeling,
Mm.
that is a real knowing. That's like when you're getting that craving to really want to know and feel that love, and then that discipline, that commitment that you have to make. That's that real part that's within us. That's was planted. And it's waking up in you, and the more you feed that, the more it will, as you know, because you're already experiencing that. And I love that you express that emotion, because that's the emotion of passionate love to wake up, and it's mixed up with that feeling of it's too painful not to.
Yeah.
And that's finished. You really know that it's finished. But you've been so amazing in your choice to keep going and keep on being so strong with yourself, and just really knowing this is what you want, and that's what we all have to do. But in saying that, we don't ignore our reality. We embrace our reality. We embrace everyone in it. And that doesn't mean you go around hugging everyone. You can if you want to. That's okay too. But embrace means to understand their level and where they are on the journey as part of our own soul, not as separate, not as something that's outside of you, something that is part of you. And be grateful for it. And thank you for giving me this experience. Remember that. That will really help you. It's really good to have that gratitude in that, instead of the version of the fallen which says I have to forgive everybody all the time, and you're walking around still feeling resentment. You stop feeling resentment, even though you think you might have finished. You fully finish with resentment when you really thank them for the experience. When you and that won't be easy, and it's okay if you don't. But when you understand it from that higher perspective, I'm talking about right up in that higher consciousness that's right there within us. Connect with that understanding. And when you do, you will know you are, because you'll feel that. You'll feel that bliss. You will feel that bliss. And that's such a beautiful feeling, hey, like that blissful feeling yeah, let's face it, we don't feel that all day because we're still integrating stuff. We're still embracing, we're still understanding, we're still remembering, we're still standing by that commitment. But that's that weaving thing. We're still getting that black thread out of that rainbow mat. But we're not hating that black. We're loving it because we know it's okay that it was there. But it's changing, and maybe that mat can just become a total glowing light. Imagine every thread in that mat just glowing with light and love. And you just put that mat around yourself and go, yum.
Yeah.
And then you go, that's who I am. That's who I am. I am that. I am a mat. That's a good one.
Yeah.
It's really knowing that I am that light being. That is me. And the parts that are dark aren't even dark, really. They're just unknown. And then once you know it's sparkling with the light that you are, and that's what's really beautiful about awakening. That beautiful glow of light. And the attachment to where it takes you isn't really necessary, because sometimes the attachment is the fallen aspect, the ego aspect, that's saying, well, I'm doing it because of this. It'll get me that. Do it because it's just because you love it and you want to, because it's who you are and you want to be who you are, which is love, and you want to experience love. And then just relax and enjoy it. Be joyful, be happy, be calm, be peaceful, be all those beautiful feelings that it will give you. And they are multifaceted. We're not one facet of in our love. We're all beautiful feelings, all of them.
I love knowing that.
It's beautiful, isn't it? Well, thank you so much for today. I absolutely love this, and I love you guys so much. And I'm so grateful for your love and for just sitting here. I've just been sitting here blissfully looking at your gorgeous faces and just loving it so much. It's really beautiful. So thank you. Hopefully Stella will get her microphone worked out and we can hear her gorgeous voice. But it's okay. It's part of the high plan, and we'll trust that and embrace that. And thank you. Does anyone want to say anything before we finish up? Anything else?
I just want to quickly say thank you for sharing about the weaving. I think that's awesome, and it reminds me to have more compassion as I'm going through that as well.
Wow, that's
like
great.
you said. Yeah, that's really beautiful. But you talk about us all shining, and in your presence, you do that for us. You know, your love does that for us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
I allow that love that you're giving me. And we all need to allow that love that you're being given as much as giving it, because it's nourishing. Let people love you. Let people love you and be okay about loving them. And if they're rejecting that love, that's okay too. But don't stop.
Yeah.
Loving them on that soul level for no other reason. Only because you can see the real being that they are. That is the real love, isn't it? It's the real. And more you'll be bringing this into your life. You'll be creating it. You'll be experiencing more and more of this reality that you're choosing. It will manifest in every aspect of your life. And if you feel like it isn't yet, then that's okay. That's just part of your journey still. But just keep doing this. Keep making these choices, because that's what will give you what you truly want in your soul. Oh my goodness, you're so good. Oh, thank you so much. Anyone else want to say anything before we finish?
Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I feel so blissed out, so happy, and I want to remember this feeling, and I want to remember everything that you have shared.
Thank you.
I want to remember me, because this feels like me. So thank you.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I love that. Thank you, Nish.
I also feel super grateful. I feel like I love myself more.
Oh, yay, that's gorgeous. Thank you.
And it's been beautiful to hear everyone's experience also, and I'm very grateful that you want to share all of this with us.
Oh, thanks so much. Yes, I do. I do so much. I want to share it with you. And I love hearing you sharing as well. It's really beautiful. It's so fulfilling just hearing love, isn't it?
Yeah.
I know that we always come to that point. That's all we want to hear. But if we do hear more other things than that, we just remember it's still part of the One Soul's journey, and it is wrapping up. Trust that. Trust the higher plan. Always trust the higher plan, because there is one, and it is about our ascension. Thank you, Amy. Anything else you want to say?
No, I'm just very grateful.
Thank you. That's beautiful. What do you want to say, Estella? I love you. It'll get sorted. Thank you. Love you so much, Estella. Thanks so much for being here. Beautiful to see your gorgeous face. Oh, yes.
Love you.
I love you too. So beautiful. Anyone else?
I just have loved listening to you so much, Jode. The depth of your wisdom and just gorgeousness on every level. It's so touching. I just feel like this is everything I wanted to hear. And I thank you so much for what you've shared tonight. I just am deeply touched in my soul, and so much clearer around key things that are simple, but it's just been really profound for me.
Yeah, I totally understand, and thank you so much, Clary.
Thank you.
You look so gorgeous. You all look so good. It's so beautiful. It just shows you, doesn't it? Show you that beautiful love that's there, and it just shines out of us, and like our whole, like our whole light, our light body just changes with that consciousness. Of course, it does. Our body is our consciousness. That's all it is. It's our love. It's our love manifesting in our physicality, and it's beautiful. And the more that we remember this, it's going to transform. Our physicality is already transforming now. The whole One Soul's physicality is transforming. But thank you so much, Clary. That's really touching to my whole being. And I love you so much. And I'm so grateful that you're here and that you shared what you've shared, because you're giving that to you and the One Soul. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Oh, anything else before we go?
Just thank you so much. I loved it today. Thank you. It's been so deeply beautiful.
Thanks, Margie. Sure
Yeah.
have.
Yeah.
I really relate to what Amy said. I too feel that, you know, I feel I love myself more.
Oh, beautiful. That's
Yeah, me
great.
It's like,
That's because
and
you're knowing who yourself is. And that's easy. That's because that just is love.
I love simplicity of
Yeah.
everything that you share. I just love it. And it's like every time I hear you share your beautiful, awesome higher consciousness, I feel like there is this undoing of the complicated pathways in me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like
Yeah.
simple and relaxed, and it's not hard, it is simple.
No.
You can be yourself
Yeah.
and it is okay.
Oh, that's so great. I'm so glad you shared that because it's so true. Like I said, the complication is only the fallen version, and it is simple. And I often say that to myself. If this isn't simple, I know it's not real. If this is getting complicated, I'm going to find that simplicity again and get back to that. And it's just the most simple, most beautiful part is just remember that you love. It's just simple.
I love it.
And
Thank
like
you.
I said, if that's all that you can remember to do, then that's doing everything. That's doing everything. So thank you guys. Thank you so much. I absolutely loved this. I love you all so much. I love your presence here and what you've shared. And I feel this feeling of deep admiration for your courage and your strength and your choice to really do this. And you're making it your priority and because it's what you want, because you're ready for it.
Yeah.
For what you're doing it, you're applying it in I know all the different things you've all been going through and I have so much love and compassion for that. And thank you for continuing on this journey because the more that you do, the more that's affecting all of us. And that's what we all want. We all want that. We all want that. Oh, thank you so much. I've really loved this too. Really loved it. And it is a complete joy to be able to share my higher consciousness with you and just to because it's just really all about this ascension and that's what I want for you, for me, for you, for all of us. So that's what we're doing. And we'll keep doing
Thank you.
it.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. All right. Till next time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
See you next time.
Awesome. Looking forward to it.
Thanks so much, Maggie, and all of you. Thank you so much. And I just want to say, though, we're always connected. Remember that. We're always
Yeah.
connected. Instant connection in our, we're always, even though this is like the beautiful physical aspect of it, just remember, communicate with me. I communicate with you. That's just what we do all the time. We connect on that soulful level. It's much more than just this. And we keep that going. And you can talk
Yeah.
to me anytime you want. Ask me anything you want, and I'll feel it and I'll answer it.
Yeah.
And I will send you my love always. Always.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks so much.
Beautiful.
Oh, okay.
Love you.
All right.
I'll end this now, but
Okay.
we won't be ending this.
Yes.
It'll be ongoing.
Yeah. Love you.
Love you so much.
You.
Send something.
Love you guys.
Aw.
Ah, I love it.
Love
That's
you.
beautiful.
Thank you. Okay. Forever in our
Thank
hearts.
you.
Love you.
Thank
Forever in
you.
our hearts. Love you.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Love you.
Love you too. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
I love you. Okay. Thank you. Love you.